Hello guys, welcome back to another Spring Boot episode. Today I'll be talking to you about the expression language in JSP. The expression language simplifies the accessibility of data stored in the Java Bean component and other objects like request, session, application, etc. There are many implicit objects, operators and reservers in EL. Syntax for EL is this: $, curly brackets and the expression inside it. Let's see some implicit objects. There's first the page scope, request scope, session scope, application scope, param values, header values, cookie and init param and page context. First let's learn about the EL param example. In this we can send values to the other side and get it printed by using a $, curly bracket param.name. Now let's learn about another tag. We'll learn about session scope example. In this example we are printing the data stored in the session scope using EL. For this purpose we have used session scope object. Let's copy this and paste it inside our index.jsp. What we are doing here is we are setting an attribute called user with the value Sonic, and then we are printing it using session scope.user. For that we'll have to cut and paste this in the process.jsp file. I'll save it. Okay, now let's run this and check the output. We should be getting Sonic in the process.jsp page. When we press visit, we'll have this cut and pasted here, and we remove the process.jsp and let's run this again. When we refresh the page, we get value is Sonic printed. Alright. Next thing, let's go to the other example. We see a cookie example now. We'll copy this example from here. And we'll remove the early example. And we have a cookie, new cookie, name and the value Angular. And response.addCookie to add the cookie. And in the next step, we say hello cookie.name.value inside the expression language tag. So we'll be accessing cookie name and the value. Let's run this and check the output. When we refresh the page, we should be getting Angular. We'll check it like this. When we refresh the page, we get our cookie example, cookie ID printed. We say dot value and let's run this again, and we should be getting Angular. When we run this, we get hello Angular printed. Okay. Next thing, let's go to the next example, the header tag. We'll have this example pasted in the header tag. For the header tag, we'll copy these inside here and paste them here, and the next thing we copy the example from here till here and paste it here inside the body like this. What we are doing is we are printing the title of the header, string title, user agent example, and they are inside the div tag. We are having the header tag to print the user agent like this. Let's run this and check the output. When we run this, we get user agent example and the header of the page. Okay. Next thing, let's see another example. There are many operators. There are precedence of operators in expression language. There are many operators that have been provided in the expression language. Their precedence is as follows. First, there's this header example, and there are group of suppressions to change the evaluation order. And let's see an example for the plus operator inside EL. We'll have this example copied and pasted, and let's run this. Now we'll have two examples. Subtraction also will be used here. We'll copy this here. And the next thing we'll use the multiplication example and the division example also to show you how these things work. Okay, let's paste this and let's run this and check the output. When we refresh the page, we get 8, 3, 16, 3.0, 0.75 as the answers. So 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8, and 6 minus 3 is 3, and 4 into 4 is 16, and 9 divided by 3 is 3.0, and 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. And next thing, let's see the modulus operator. We'll have this copied and pasted here, and let's check the output. We get the outputs 0, 2 and 2. We got this because 200 modulus 2 remainder is 0, 200 modulus 3 remainder is 2, and 10 modulus 4 remainder is 2. Okay. Now let's see an example for the equality tag. We'll have this copied and pasted here, and we'll have another inequality tag also pasted here, and let's run this and check the output. When we run this, we get true, false and true. We got true because 100.0 is equals to 100, and that's true. And we got 100.0 not equal to 100 as false, and 324 not equals to 45 as true. So that's why we got these values printed. Next thing, we'll see the lesser than and the greater than tags. We'll copy these examples and paste them here. And we'll have the lesser than or equals tag example also pasted here, and next we'll have the greater than or equals tag also. We'll copy and paste it here, and let's run this and check the output. and we get true, false, 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 true and false. So 4 lesser than 7 is true, 90 lesser than 45 is false, 100 greater than 200 is false, and 45 greater than 67 is false. 23 not lesser than equals to 34 is true, and 6 greater than equals to 7 is false. So that's why we got this output like this. Next thing, let's see the and operator and the or operator examples. We'll copy these from here and paste them here. We'll do the same for the or operator examples. And now let's run this and check the output. We get false, false, true and false. First thing we got false because true and false are, if one is wrong here, then we get false from the AND operator. And then false and false is true, but because it's not true, we got false. And then true or false is, in true or false we got true because there was one true there. And when we check for false or false, we get false because neither one of them is true. Okay, let's see the not tag now. Not tag and these empty tags. We'll copy these examples from here and paste them here, and the not empty example also. And let's run this out and check the output. When we print this, we get true, false and true. For not false we get true, for not true we get false, and for empty value we get false, true because the value is empty. There are reserved words in EL. There are many reserved words for the expression language. They are LT, LE, GT, GE, EQNE, true, false, and O, not instance of div, mod, empty, and null. Now let's see an example for the request scope, session scope, page scope, and application scope inside our application. We'll have this example copied and pasted inside the body of the JSP tag. So what we are doing here is we are first using request scope to set an attribute called now with the value colon. Then session scope to set the attribute named HC with the value John, and then page context dot to set attribute the GJ value with the value Emma Watson, and application scope to set a value called I with the value Harry Potter. And here inside the EL tags, I've defined the request scope dot key, session scope dot key, and page scope dot key, and application scope dot key to get our values for all the 4 scopes. Now let's see the output for this. We get request scope equal to colon, session scope equals to John, page scope for Emma Watson, application scope for Harry Potter. So we have seen an example for the scopes in the EL platform. So today we learned about the expression language in JSPs in this Spring Boot lesson. I've taught many EL expressions for the use in JSPs, and I've taught you some examples for each of them. I invite you all to experiment on these expression language tags and do examples and brighten your knowledge and learn more about these tags. Alright, so today's lesson is over. I'll catch you in another one. Until then, goodbye guys.